Some more on this with Chad Wolf, a former acting Secretary of Homeland Security and a visiting fellow Heritage Foundation. And sir, good morning to you. Is Remain in Mexico coming back?
Well, I sure hope so. Obviously, the Biden administration is under a court order to reinstate that. I have misgivings, or I think that they're going to slow roll this. They're not a fan of the program. They've said that multiple times, and they are certainly appealing the decision from the court as well. So they're going to continue to work through it. I hope they do it. What we know is that the Remain in Mexico policy was one of the most effective policies that we implemented to address the 2019 crisis. It works. It's a proven track record, and they need to implement it as soon as possible.
So we're assuming they want to slow the flow. Has there been any evidence of that?
Well, you're exactly right, Bill. There's been very little evidence. What we know is they continue to treat this as a capacity issue, which is they're trying to build more facilities to accommodate the increase that they're seeing. And as long as you do that, you're going to continue to see that flow. They've got to get real. They've got to really start implementing the rule of law along that border and holding those people that break the law accountable and returning them back to their home countries. And until they do that, until they implement MPP or Remain in Mexico, you're going to continue to see this surge that you mentioned at the top of your segment. Over 200,000 in the month of July. We'll likely see the same numbers in August as well.
Okay, call for number 2, guys. Migrants crossing the border in July, up 13% since last month, and you're at 212,000 then. And then you had 416% increase when compared to July of last year, and 160% since 2019. Those extraordinary numbers. In the meantime, Mayorkas was talking about the flow of Afghanistan, refugees from there. Give this a listen. We'll tie the two together next. Watch.
The federal government has been focused on the screening and vetting of individuals evacuated from Afghanistan. The Department of Homeland Security remains ever vigilant against attempts by foreign adversaries to exploit vulnerable populations as a means of gaining access to the U.S. for nefarious purposes. Our resources are indeed stressed.
Well, they help create both issues. That's the argument. They enabled the border, right? And they made the call on Afghanistan 3 weeks ago. What do you think of that?
You're absolutely right. Both are self-inflicted crisis or blunders by the Biden administration. Neither one of them had to occur. And the secretary's a little incorrect. They're not just stressed. Their system and their resources are broken. They were broken before the Afghanistan withdrawal, just on the border, trying to accommodate and vet and screen and house those numbers of individuals. And now you have thousands of folks coming back from Afghanistan in a very short period of time that they're trying to expedite the vetting process. And when we do that, my concern is that there are going to be corners that are going to be cut, and there are going to be individuals that are coming here to the U.S. on military basis being screened that probably should not have come at the end of the day. And that's a concern. And all these individuals that are being processed along the border or from Afghanistan are all being processed through USCIS, which is part of DHS. Their system is overstressed on a good day, much less having two crises that they're having to deal with at the same time.
Remember the number that came out of Kabul, right? The airport, 122,000, of which 5% were considered Americans holding passports. So that's 5,000 of the 122. Another 7% had the special immigration visa, the SIV. So that's another roughly, what, quick math, 15,000, let's say, not more than that. Right. So the remaining number that came out of Kabul are people who were lucky enough to crowd on board a plane that was departing at a time when they were there, sir. Last comment on that.
Absolutely. And what you see the department doing is you're paroling all of these individuals into the country, which is to say they have no immigration status. So you have to get them into the country and then do the security checks on the back end. And what the vast majority of these folks will apply for asylum. So they'll go through that system, the same system that all the folks on the southwest border are applying for, too. There's going to be backlogs for years and years and years because of these self-inflicted crisis or blunders.
Thank you, Chad Wolf, for coming back today. I said 5,000 Americans and about 8,000 of the special immigration visas, the SIVs. Thank you, sir. We'll talk again.
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.